And now finally the US gets to do something. The US player can either put units in this hex on the road here or on the trail here. And there's no reason to put them on the trail, so we'll just come on with all 3 units here on the road. And then it's the road march phase, and now we'll probably see some road marching. So the US player need to get in defensive position along the road and hold out. And I think the best he can do is to road march with this unit here. And he gets 3 road march points, and he's going to just road march up here towards Recon and stop. Because now he enters an enemy zone of control, he has to stop. The reason is of course that I want to road march one of these units and put them into Foy, because they have better defensive values. So I'm going to spend 1 road march point moving this unit up here. Then it hits a friendly unit and it needs to stop, but it can stop in the adjacent square ahead of that unit. So we can get here, and that's fine, I will stop there. And the second one I will just march here. Road march them right there. I don't really have a good plan with those airbornes, just that I need to hold out. I would like to get them into defensive positions, but that seems very difficult to get into hexes that can provide some kind of cover. Except Foy. So I'm betting on keeping Foy. That's the only thing that we can do now, I think. That's the road march. Now there's a phase for US barrage, only for air units, and there are no air units in the scenario. Then it's US movement. Remember, we can do overrun attacks, but only with units that have this yellow background. There's only 1 US unit with yellow background left, and it sadly for the US player, this tank destroyer starts adjacent to this mechanized infantry. That means it will not be able to do an overrun attack. But it can move, of course, if it wants to. This hex is a very interesting hex because it contains the road and also woods, so they can line the woods and keep the road, and the same goes for this hex here. So if I can get paratroopers inside these hexes, I think it will go a long way towards winning the game. But I don't think I can do it. They only have 6 movement factors. 4, 5, 6. I can get to this hex. It's no good. Yes. The tank destroyers can move into this hex here for 12 movement points. And they can move here for 14 movement points. Or actually 13 movement points, because they can move from this hex on the road. So they are safe. They can go here and stay in the woods and occupy the road. Instead I will try to defend Foy. I will move here. I can always move 1 hex regardless of movement points. And for the other one I can move through Foy and end here. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points to get here. So now I'm sort of blocking the road into Foy. Okay. So that's a bit desperate for the US player, but we'll see. Now there's combat. Should I make an attack? Yeah, I think it's okay to make an attack on this unit here, because it only has a 2 defensive value and there's no modifier for the road. So I'll do that. It's disorganized, so I'm attacking with both of these units. That's 4 to 2. That's a 2-1 on the attack for the attacker. 2-1 in favor of the attacker. Drum roll. 8. 8. That's a defender loses 1 step and retreats 1. I think it's already being reduced. Yep, so this is out. This one is out. That's the first loss for the Germans. And I can choose now to advance here with one of my paratroopers. No, I'm not. I think I'm staying. Yeah, okay, I will advance, because then I block the road. That's a good idea. I'll advance. It's important to note that if the result would have been a retreat result greater than 1, I could not follow with this unit because it's not exploit capable. There's no yellow banner underneath the numbers, but it can advance the first and take the first hex that is being vacated. The original hex that the unit was in. Okay. Yeah, because after the combat it's exploitation phase, and now this tank destroyer can actually move and make an attack in the Kong, but that is suicide, so it will just stay there. And now it's the Germans' turn again, but now Kampfgruppe Koch is coming on. Let's have a look at the Kampfgruppe to see what kind of units they have. Meet Kampfgruppe Koch. They have a battalion of tanks, 3 companies, 2nd, 3rd and 4th company. They also have a company of 88s. These are artillery. They have a barrage number of 3 and a range of 2, so quite short ranged. They need to get them up there. And they have some engineers, tank engineers. Okay, so the cream of the crop for these Kampfgruppe is of course the tank units. So the Germans can only afford to lose 1 step of these Panzer units here, so they need to protect them. And these engineers are not considered Panzer units for this purpose, so it's these 3 companies that needs to be protected. Entry points are the same as before, here and here. And there should be no reason not to put everything up here. And the engineers and the 88s up here in this hex. Now it's the road march phase, and now I'm going to road march, of course. Well, I have no... I need to use these panzers, so I'm going to road march one of them here. Just following the road. So this road march is 1 into Noville, and then I have to stop because of all these friendly units. 2, because I changed trail, and moving again, I have to stop because of this friendly unit, and the 3rd movement point, so I'm going here. Okay, 3rd road march point. Following with these guys, 1 into Noville, I'm not sure exactly where to stop it to, and 3 hitting a friendly unit again, so I'm sure I can go here for road march. I want to get up the 88s as well, but I can't, so I'm just marching them here. They have 10 movement points, so they should be able to move up during the normal movement phase, which we're entering now, normal movement phase. This guy here will move a half a point, 2.5 points because of the enemy zone control, 3 points, 5 points, and 6 and 7, and make an overrun attack on the tank destroyers. A 9-2, but they're in the woods, so they have a defensive value of 4. 4-8, that should be 2-1 in favor of the attacker. I can't afford a bad roll. Let's see. Oh, that's okay, that's 9. So a 9-2-1 is defender 1 retreats 2. So this guy is out of here, and the path here is cleared. Yeah, he is not advancing, of course, he's just staying there. The engineers, and I'm moving them here. And attacking with an overrun attack on the engineers here. That's a 3-1. Only 5. Both the attacker and the defender loses a step. Okay, so the engineers are out of here. The attacker loses a step. It's only the airborne now that keeps the allied player in the game. But the Germans have only moved 2 units, and there's still the combat phase left, but I have to clear 3 units, so that's tough. And I need the Germans do absolutely need to use the panzers, so I'm just going to have to take a chance. These guys I'm using the von Böhm first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I am attacking here in an overrun attack. And they're out there in the open, so 8 versus 4, that is 2 to 1 in favor of the attacker. Oh, only 3. So attacker loses a step and have to retreat 1. That's terrible. So I'm glad I didn't use the the Kampfgruppe Koch. Have to retreat up here. I can also retreat here, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I think they're out of the game anyway. Okay, they have moved. Yep, then it's down to the Panzers. I need to take out a few more units. I'm taking this guy, moving here, over an attack, 2 to 1. Hope it goes better with the Panzer in Kampfgruppe Koch. No, it doesn't. That's 3. It's the same result. Alright. Koch is reduced and moves back in the woods. That's 1 Panzer step loss for Panzergruppe Koch. It can't take another one, but they will try nevertheless to take out these paratroopers. 4-9 is still 2 to 1. Well, that's the same result. Attacker 1, reduced 1. These paratroopers are tough, and that is the second step loss for Panzergruppe Koch. So they cannot win this game now, but they can ensure a draw. But then they need to clear out these 3 units here, and now it's not possible, I think, because these 2 Panzergruppe have to retreat up here. I'm going to have this mortar stay where it is, and I'm going to move up this headquarters here along with this bicycle infantry here. 88s, I'm going to move 1, 2. I'm going to move the 88s down here. Now it's barrage. US are marking units they like to take out. Yeah, the mortar is in the woods, so I'm going to try to take that out. Yeah, these guys are also in the woods, so I'm taking these guys out as well. Rolling from north to south. The magic number is 4 or less. That's a hit. Let's see if it's a kill. It's not. The second unit that's on the mortars that are in the woods, that's a 3. Because they're in the woods, that's really a 2, so that's a hit. It's hit regardless, and let's see if it's a kill. It is. And the third artillery bombardment, that's a 5, so that's a miss. Okay, so this unit here got disorganized. Oh, I probably should use German markers. This guy had to take a hit, so it's out. And there is no effect down here on the bicycle infantry. Then it's German barrage. Off map artillery. Let's see. They're out in open, so I'm going to hope that I can clear the road by doing something like this. This fighting is difficult, but I need to try. And let's see if I have more. Yeah, I have the 88s as well. And the range is 2, so they're fine. They will try to take out the units in foy as well. It's down to the artillery to see if I can get a draw. The mortar is gone. 3 targets. I start north and work my way southwards. In Foy there is protection from the city. The other ones are out in the open. Let's go with the one to the north. The magic number is 4. That's a hit. Let's see if it's a kill. 4, 5 or 6. No, it's not. The next unit, that's a hit again, and let's see if it's a kill. It's not. Then I fire with off-map artillery on the unit in Foy. I need to add 1 to the die roll because of the village. So that's a miss. That's a 6. I'm using the 88 which has a barrage number of 3. And adding 1 to the roll as well. I need to roll 1 or 2. Miss. Okay, so this game is wrapping up. These guys are disorganized. 2 misses down here. We are now in combat phase. Okay, so I think the only chance I have is that if this headquarter can take out this paratrooper and the bicycle guys can take out these paratroopers. So let's see if we can do that. 4-2. Because of the disorganized counter, so that's a 2-1 in the favor of the attacker. 7. I think that's enough. Yep. It is defender have to reduce 1 step and retreat 1. That's great for the Germans. Use player not so great. Okay. And they can't retreat here and not here. Because of the enemies under control, they can go directly out in the woods, and they'll do that. Then the bicycle guys are attacking C Company. They have a defensive value of 2, they have attack value of 2, so that's a 1-1. There's no modifier for the terrain. That's not good enough. That was close. 1-1. I rolled a 4 on a 1-1, that is attacker loses 1 step and retreats 1. So the bicycle guys lost 1 step and they can retreat back to Kampfgruppe Koch because that is also just 1 step, so they are just 2 steps in that hex. They'll do that. I can't do any more combat. But there is one phase left, and it's exploitation phase. In the exploitation phase I may have a chance, so I'm going to move these panzers 1, 2, 3, 4 and attack this unit now. They have a defensive value of 2 and I have an attack value of 7. 2, 4, 6. That should be 4-1. So I rolled on the 4-1 column. So this attack was really supposed to be in the city, but it's not. I think they can displace these paratroopers quite easily. They roll 8 on the 4-1 column. Defender loses 1 step, retreats 2. They're still disorganized, of course. So they loses 1 step and have to retreat 2. So they can retreat. They can't retreat here because of the enemies under control in this hex, so and they can't stop here, so they will just go here. Doesn't matter anymore. These guys, it doesn't matter what they do, but they can just stand there because now it's going to be down to this guy here, I think, or perhaps not. I can only do 1 overrun attack per hex, so it's only 1 more attack I can do. I can't try with this one first and fail and then try this one. So the Germans, they do have a Kampfgruppe Koch here with 9 combat factors, and this is the best unit I have. So if I move that, that will be, and it can do that because it's not in an enemy zone control when it starts the turn, so it will be 1, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4, 5.5 to attack Foy. 9 versus 8 because of Foy. That's a 1-1, that's a tough one. Let's see. No, that's only 5. 5 on a 1-1 is that the attacker loses 1 step. That's the third step loss for Panzergruppe Koch. But they were unable to clear the road. So this is actually an Allied victory. Congratulations to the airborne, they did it again. They were able to hold out around Noville and secure the road. Time has run out for the Germans. Their advancement has stalled. You've been watching the Late Night Gamer play Bastogne, Screaming Eagles Under Siege from Multiman Publishing. It's in the Standard Combat series. We looked at the rules, we have fought the battles, and this is an Allied victory because the Germans were unable to clear the road. Short and sweet, short 2-turn scenario, and I hope to see you again in future episodes of my playthroughs. See you in the next video.